Today is December 31st, 2025. Oh God, it never stops. You know, when the case first started, people around me had said that that church was getting even with me for being mean to Katie. I'm like, Katie? I hadn't talked to Katie in years. Oh, people didn't find any of this funny when they found out I hadn't talked to her in years. Why would I? Why would I? I didn't go to her church. Why would I? Okay. See, back in 2011, 2012, um, Katie, Katie had been caught cheating with my brother-in-law Tim in like 2001, 2002. 2003, my idiot sister Linda was out following him around. She wouldn't confront him, but she was following him. We all stayed out of it. She's not going to say anything. She knows her husband's cheating. She wants to live like that. That's her own problem. She knows what's going on. You're not going to say anything. We just acted stupid. It's not our place, and nobody thought she could support herself. So we just stayed out of it. Act like we knew nothing. Okay? Um, and that's why Strange made up that lie. 2003, in November 2003, Linda came up to me and said, I was following him again. I got caught. I think they thought it was you. I'm sorry. Be careful. Runs off. I'm like, great. How am I going to explain this one? That was Linda. When she won't even confront him, I'm going to get screamed at. The bastard planned my death. Well, you know what? That's why he made up the faking you were sick by that Sunday, push Danny's suicide, make sure I wouldn't come back. Okay? Now, I haven't been a member of that church since 2003. 2010, I started going down to Blaylocks, and everything was fine. And by 2011, people are saying, strangers churches saying all this crazy crap about me. Well, I asked Dave, I said, would you care if I went over there? I thought, well, maybe someone will come up and tell me what's going on. I went over there like twice with Dave. I was so scared when I was there. I went home and had nightmares. Horrible nightmares. I wouldn't go back. I mean, yeah, no. No, 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 no. Don't, nothing to do with those people. They pushed my kid to suicide. He was 14, had to be in counseling for 2 years. I know. So, people were saying that, this is 2011, that Dave left me for Katie. Well, she always dates Tim. She's been dating Tim for years. And then they said he even moved out. He was going out with her. All this crazy crap. She even told a big whopper of that I came home, found him in bed together, supposed to chase her around the bedroom with a knife and down the street with a knife. My God, the police would have been called. I about died. It's like I've never caught him with anyone, and she was never in my home. What are you talking about? And Dave, I told you what happened one Sunday night. Dave came home from church. Danny had picked up the twins. They were small. And I, like an hour before, and I'm sitting there watching TV waiting for him to come home. Okay. And he comes in, and that's when he sexually assaults me and beats me and leaves me bloody. And I'm crying, why? And you'll learn to keep your filthy mouth shut. What are you talking about? Danny just picked up the kids an hour ago. I've been sitting here waiting for you. He looked like he was going to throw up. He got mad enough he quit his church. Somebody lied on me. He came home and beat the hell out of me and sexually assaulted me. Okay, so we go to walk into Macy's in Belden. This is 2011, 2012. I said, Dave, are you cheating with that girl? He said, Karen, I'd rather kiss a cow's butt than that fat, ugly heifer. Well, I laughed. a little. And we're in Macy's by the purses. Can she hear us down the mall? No. No. And we're just talking. And I said, Dave, are you cheating? He said, Karen, she's pathetic. Making up stories that a married man would leave his wife for her. She's pathetic. Okay? That's 2011, 2012. Now, the only way she would know of his mean joke and I dare laugh in 2011, 12 is if he told her. So we walked on the other side of the kiosk. So she couldn't say we said anything when we walked by. Or we didn't say a word as we walked by if we walked by where she worked in the mall. Okay? We had nothing to do with her. Okay? See, that's where I told the hotline when I called that, it's that church trying to come here. Well, how do you know? When I explained to him, I have not been a member of that church since 2003. I have no addresses. I have no phone numbers. Well, how would you know? I have no contact with them. I said, I went and visited twice in 2011 with Dave when they were making up stories then, and I didn't go back. I said, there's this girl, Katie, she cheats with my brother-in-law, Tim. She works at this one store. And I know these 3 different women in the mall, and said Katie's been bringing this her church trying to kill me in the mall. And they told me, and that's the only reason I know. That and this one girl, Terry, I had called her, and some lady was picking up her kid that she was babysitting, and where somebody had impersonated and cost me her job. When she laid her phone down, she didn't hang up, and I listened to see if Dave was cheating with her, or if it was a lady that cost me a job that I just went to, had showed up at a different store, act like they were me. I wanted to see who it was, and instead I got of the churches taking up money to hire men to kill me. And I told them about the rest of the um, conversation I overheard of them taking up $25,000 to hire 2 men to kill me, and it was Keith Bishop, Strange and Wrong. And I said, she doesn't know I know. And I said, I just gasped and hung up because she thought I hung up, and she left me on speaker where we were talking and had set it down when that other girl came in. So did Agent John have the hotline number of the conversation recorded? Yeah. Did he know I had no contact with him? Yeah. Did he know the only reason I knew that it was them, that Katie was breaking in the mall, and then that girl talking about it after she thought I hung up with another woman? Yeah. So when they're trying to say I'm being mean to their women, did he know they were lying? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I have no contact with them. I don't go to their church. I don't have their phone numbers. I don't have their addresses. I don't have nothing to do with them. See, that's where the whole thing of it is. If I would have caught Dave cheating, would I have said anything to the other woman? No. Would I told Dave off? Yes. Would I have endorsed him? Yes. Absolutely. See, that's where the whole thing of it is. Where they're running around lying. I was mean to them. I wasn't mean to anybody. They lied. Just like when I found out Savannah, Pam's kid, was dating Dave too, and was trying to say I was mean to her, and I don't even know if I've ever said hi to her. See, Pam and Jack left that church in 1984, 1985, 2011, 2012, when we start going up there, because nobody would talk to us in that church, and they snubbed us. Dave said, I don't want to get dressed up to go up there for people to snub us. We probably went 2 to 6 times a year, every year. And we didn't see them 6 to 10 times in 6 years. Now, we have nothing to do with them. They're people we knew 30 years ago. They walk up and say, hi, how's your kids? How's your grandkids? Nice to see you. They may have said, hey, that's our daughter. I may have looked over and said hello. I'll give you that much if they introduced her. But I don't know her. I never had a conversation with her. I don't know her at all. But I want you to think about that. I have nothing to do with these people. I have nothing to do with them, and I didn't know about them. See, that's where investigators showed up this last month. That Savannah was telling people that Karen threatened her, and we followed him around in 18. And Dave was going out with her when he was supposed to be at work, and she was either at home or out with her family, and she didn't know anything. We all know Karen would have divorced him if she would have found out. Oh yeah, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I would have never said anything to the other woman. There's nothing to say to them. See, there's a difference between me and them. You know, Heather, my one niece, told me years ago, they'll learn that it's wrong to lie on people. So, Agent John, you had your facts straight, right? You knew I had nothing to do with anyone. So, and I had no contact information, and they were lying, right? And you knew, strangely, made up that lie of calling me a faker when it was a medication error, medical malpractice, and fraud. And this documented fraud that almost killed me, and it took me 9 months to get well. You had your facts straight when you went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton after the FBI hotline, before you spoke to me and told them you knew I was being drugged, being raped, and you didn't care. Because of Stranger's Lie from 15 years ago. It's 2018 then. And if she's supposed to be mean to their women, he's going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that? Oh, the apostolics were really horrified that a federal police officer didn't care about a woman being drugged, beaten, raped in their own home, and you're a cop. You know, yesterday on December 30th, 25, I was in Giant Eagle on the Strip. My God. I walk in, and some guy's talking, and he's saying, Agent John said they were getting even with you for saying something about the FBI being involved. I know what those people did. Agent John told Apostolic Church of Barberton, before he talked to me, told 300 people, and on a recorded line admitted he had all the church people in his FBI office, and he knew they were trying to kill me. Mocking me, made fun of me for some guy named Pete, some dirty doctor scam. Sounded like a loon. But he already confessed, he already knew, and he already talked to him that the FBI was involved. So why would I stay quiet? Huh? Everybody already knows. Exactly. Like Walter, my friend from the Stark County Prosecutor's Office, he was just trying to bully you so they get away with this. Why would you aid and abet a domestic terrorism group? Why? See, that's also in Giant Eagle. Women were talking. Agent John told people he knew she was being drugged, beaten, raped, and didn't care for the case started. And before he talked to her, no one's allowed to say a word. Oh, they all know you said that. Okay? Another guy saying some other guy's going after you for letting this happen. Some other lunatic in there. Now, you know, we're going to talk about stupidity, and you all need to quit acting stupid. For human traffickers trying to steal from the FBI and running a con on them. Some idiots in there saying it's weird how she talks to us, and that she knows we're hearing. Well, you know what? F you. Bite me. My brother-in-law, Craig M. Davis, died working for the government. He was a private consultant for the FBI, unrestricted, did war weapons, spyware, and traveled the world. He worked under Dick Cheney at the Pentagon. His one boss was a spook. I looked it up. It's a spy. Craig went undercover into other countries. He could have been a spy for all I know. Because he talked very little about his work. Okay, so we're going to put it this way. And there was 4 attempts on his life where he was killed. I heard little bits about spyware when I was small. Like, he called a TV a monitor back in the 1980s. We didn't call monitors back then. I remember standing in my mom's living room. Karen, a monitor is a monitor. He looked at a TV. He didn't call them monitors. He did. He said, the government can see you through the TV if they want to. He said, don't ever forget that it's important. And he talked about spy satellites looking down on your girl. This is 1989. We didn't have Google Earth back then. Things that are common nowadays, little bits and things he'd come out and say, and it would be outstanding back then. Okay? He was amazing, brilliant genius. He was tall, he was handsome, sweetest, kindest man, geeky as hell. And you notice the geeky as hell right off the bat, and you sort of overlooked it real quick because he was so kind. And when he got killed, Dick Cheney and his guards showed up to his calling hours. There was both CIA and FBI headquarters. My brother-in-law was the sweetest, kindest man, and our nation lost a great asset. Okay? Now, I wish he was alive. He would have crushed you. He would have crushed all of you, him and his friends. Up front, some ladies on the phone, we all know her brother-in-law worked for the government, and she understands spyware. No one's to say a word. Duh. Then, by the front register, when we're checking out, 2 guys walk by. Agent, did they say Agent John or that agent over a case? He knows with helping our group steal from the government, he could face life imprisonment or death, and he's willing to die to make sure we get that money. Does Agent John know you're putting out his freedom and his life for you? Because right on Google, if a federal agent aids and abets a domestic terrorism group, it's life in federal and can be up to death. And if they finance them, definitely life in federal. Could be life in federal, if not death. Domestic terrorism, okay, is a group of people to further their own ideology, that's beliefs, with religious or political backing, with threats or harm to human life against the U.S. constitutional laws. This is domestic terrorism at its finest. You know, when the case first started, I know they can hear me. I know spyware a little bit here and there, and I know they can hear me. Okay? And there were so many times I was hurt, I was alone, and I'd scared. And I would talk when I was alone. They'd show up in stores and say something. I remember some of the investigators walking in Walmart 62. It's great, we got an informant that talks to us. And they laugh. You know, one time I was really mad at him. So I quit talking to him for a few days. Then it's like, I'm sorry. And because I get really mad and blow up of the horror I was living through. And they'd walk in Walmart, and I knew she couldn't resist us. And they'd get loud. You know, there was so much drug cartel around me. And so, and there's a real case. Like the Louisville police on May 30th, 25, they found the case. It's in the Stark County Courthouse. September 23rd, 2018 to October 5th of 2018. Like Walter Moss from the Stark County Prosecutor's Office. Karen, you don't realize you're in the Witness Protection Program. One of the many. Informants are different. You state yourself, you feed them information, you can tell whoever you want. That agent doesn't have enough authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. He's only a higher police officer. It takes a judge due to the freedom of speech. He was only bullying you so they get away with it. He said, you're not only an informant case, but a threat and attempted lie case. The FBI would go to jail, and the Department of Justice would put them in jail. If they ever try to drop you, you will have to be in a witness protection program the rest of your life. These people try to kill you, and they could wait and try to kill you again. You get paid for risking your life, for getting the government information, and they owe you. And he cannot withhold your money. He can't make up his own rules. He can't misdirect it. He can't tell anybody they can't help you. He don't have the authority to do any of this. And the police know that. And he was only bullying you. And he can't make up his own rules. And I said, well, I already told him. He can't tell you. But you can tell whatever you want. And he can't say anything to you. It's a freedom of speech. And what these people did is a fraud scheme. They did the biggest mistake. They did it in your home. You know, see, that's where you made the biggest mistake, when they tried to put a doctor's name on it. See, that's where, you know, people with the laws and the way they're wrote, that doctor would look at life in federal. If he's, like some guy said, December 22nd or 23rd of 25, said the investigator said they were never interested in her. They said that years ago. They're wanting to know if that guy's a real doctor. And if he is a real doctor, is he drugging people up and telling them to say stuff, taping them unaware when he drugs them up and does it, and end up with this extortion group trying to extort money out of them? And he's exploiting his patients with this extortion group. But what's really not funny in her case, she says she don't know who he is, and people are saying they lied. He was her doctor, and she really don't know who he is. And they just hired him to keep her drugged up there. Yeah. See, people, HIPAA violation, no doctor tapes you unaware, it's 10 years. They can't talk about you, it's another 10 years. See, there's so many, and they can't pull your medical records without your signed consent and ID and verify it was you. They can't treat somebody that's not signed consent for them to touch them. I mean, we're looking at life in federal, let alone letting someone drug and beat and rape somebody. See, the ridiculous of these crimes, they should have been nailed to that agent's desk. So, Agent John, to the woman that called for help, you told people you didn't care they were drug beating and raping me. You didn't care they were harming me. You didn't care. Because somebody lied on me 15 years ago. People were lying that I didn't see or talk to, that I was supposed to be mean to them, and I didn't even have anything to do with them. You were going to defraud me and turn me back over to him. You had all plans. And to the woman that you laughed at on the recorded line, you knew they were trying to kill me. You mocked me and bullied me. And I couldn't think fast enough because they had drugged me up again. And you knew that. You knew I couldn't think fast enough. And you made fun of me for everything they were doing, and you sounded crazy because I didn't know anything because I was so drugged up. You usually make fun of rape victims, human trafficking victims that cartels run in a con on. Do you usually turn that rape victim back over to the cartel to abuse or kill? And then steal the money from the case? Do you really usually do that, Agent John? Like I said, we're bypassed apologies. I do want my money. I want to be able to help my family. I almost died to save it. You want to know what integrity? And don't anybody ever insult my integrity. Because where do you have integrity? Agent John, did you have integrity when you did any of that? No. Did that church have integrity, having people drug, beat, and rape me and then lie? No. Are these people running a con on the government trying to extort money out of them because they think you're stupid? No. Who laid their life down to save their family? Offered to help the government get information on these people? I did. Who showed integrity? Who helped the government get information on these people and saved hundreds? Thousands went to jail because of carrying around the house. Trek Asami got arrested. Judge Peters in Florida, 100 men. Marshals used my case, got thousands, saved hundreds. Because they had all that legal police surveillance with the court order that stood up in court without me. If it wasn't for my case, they wouldn't have had it weighed into the cartel. I almost died to save my family. Keith Shapiro, my one neighbor, he went to Faith Family Church. He's seen a lot of these crappy people, along with my friend Tess, and 3,000 other people, and the Stark County Sheriffs and the FBI that were there. Because they would show up, and how they were for Judge Peters, and they were from Florida, and they were the ones hurting me before. And they were breaking in the mall and then other places. Now, that's how they found out about Judge Peters in Florida and the human traffickers group. If Karen or High on the House wasn't created, they wouldn't have had to weigh in. They had got surveillance on the Buffalo, New York, Michigan, California, the Texas group. They're all after. Because they would show up and laugh in my face how they were hurting me and getting away with it and mocking me. You ever been tortured, Agent John? You ever been tortured? Skull crushed in. Should have killed me. Beat till your intestines are bulging in places where they beat me in my stomach. Were you drugged till you lost 70 pounds and they induced vomiting till your stomach shifted up under your ribs and it takes surgery to fix it? Did you live through the hell that I did? No, your little informant did, that you sacrificed and you made fun of. I like my money in a medical card. A letter of thank you would be nice. You do realize on Christmas Eve of 2025, Summit Mall, there's 2 large African American men. The guy admits he's been the one paying for all this. And if he finds anybody ever threatening Michelle, he'll take care of him himself. Just because she's telling on them for what they did. You go, girl. They threatened her and she went crazy and told everybody. No one's going to threaten that girl. I haven't met her yet. I've seen her. I haven't met her yet. And like that guy said, he's the one that's been paying for everything. Everybody knows that. Walked by me and Carl. People were talking in Belden. They all heard because they sold the log. I gotta go. I'm gonna upload this.